Hello, everyone, and welcome to, or back to, One Inspiring Word. I'm your host, and woo! It's the second week of summer break, which has actually been feeling right. I'll explain that more. But I'm your host, and this week, the podcast, I'll be sharing the speech I took to nationals. But before we get into that, it's time to get into the one inspiring word. In case you don't know, this is a word that, was inspiring or just really interesting this week. And for me, it's time because this year, it's been forever since I felt this way. But because usually time feels like it's going so fast, especially ever since after sixth grade, it just feels like it's been on speed number 2, you know? But this summer, when I looked at the calendar and I realized, oh, it's only been 2 weeks since school ended. I was like, whoa, this actually feels right. It doesn't feel because normally I feel like at this time of the year, it feel like a month has passed. But I don't know. I've talked to my friends and they agree. So it's really weird, but I'm so thankful. I'm so happy. I totally forgot what it felt like to be on summer break, and I'm so happy. Obviously there's so many things that just going on. I'm in school. I was out for a week and now I'm back in school for this summer program. And it's 6 hours of school, which is actually more school than I have on a normal school day. Because on a normal school day, I have lunch, which is this sounds really bad, but it's hard. I have lunch, which is an hour, and then we have study hall, which is another hour. So basically we only have 5 hours of classes. But this is 6 hours, which I'm telling you, it's hard, okay? But yeah, I'm so thankful. And time is one of the most precious things I think that we've gotten on this earth. Okay, before we get into this speech, another thing I want to talk about is how I prepared for this. So I already went to nationals for this organization, and it's not super big. It's not, I live in the United States, and there's an organization called the NSDA, which is huge. But this one wasn't as big, but it was really cool. And I'm not, there's a lot of reasons why I can't participate in NSDA. But as of now, and I'm just happy I got the opportunity to, meet people in the speaking world. And it was really cool. But before this speech, I met up with my teacher 2 or 3 days before the contest. And we rewrote a chunk of my speech. And before that, I had been practicing for the, past month. But still, I'm one of those people, I'm not that great at memorizing. It just, there has to be, I don't know, it just doesn't come super easy to me. So it's Monday, and the first time I give the speech is on Thursday. So on Monday, I'm freaking out. I'm okay, I need to get this memorized. And I remember standing outside with this paper script, and there was markings all over it because we printed it out. We didn't write it on a Google Doc or anything. And I was just reading. I was okay, I gotta get this memorized because it wasn't we rewrote the whole speech, but it was a bunch of parts were tweaked. And it's you have to remind yourself in the brain, oh, it's different now. It's different now. So the memorized version doesn't even count. But it fit within the time limit, which was 8 minutes with a grace period of 15 seconds, which I needed. And then the day after that, so that night, Monday night, I said the speech 6 times. I was gonna say it 10, but I was so tired, so I was in bed singing. I was okay, whatever, I'll just say it 4 times. And then on Tuesday, I said it 24 times, which doesn't sound that much, but it's over 8 minutes of speaking. Which I'm not talking on and on because it gets really I genuinely when you say something over and over again, I think it feels you're going insane. At the end of the night, I was literally against the door. I was talking in an accent and to my mom, and I felt I was going insane. But yeah, and then the day after I gave it 20 times. And oh my goodness, I remember I'd give it on walks. I give it to all my friends. All of them know about Miraculous Ladybug. And now you're gonna be the next person. And so for each contest, there's tweaking that happens. So for this one, because the time limit was 8 minutes and I talked to my teacher, there was some tweaking. So this is not the original speech I have. It's called I Am Human. And there's also hand motions and things that go with it and like the walk. But I'm not really sure how I can show you that on a podcast. I'm also in like PJs right now, so I'm probably yeah. And I also learned how to Dutch braid, kinda. I've been like trying to figure out, but like the people on YouTube, they're like, oh, it's like the easiest thing ever. Like you just like it's like normal braiding, but you like take extra hair. It's not that easy. But maybe I'm just not inherently gifted. Because I have like friends they're inherently gifted. Like one of my friends, she does nails and it's so good. Like that is a kind of talent out there that like I don't know. God given talent. Okay. The speech is called I'm Human, and it's one of my favorites. I have an idea. Let's all share something super embarrassing about ourselves. And why don't you in the red, yeah, you go first. Well, now the silence is getting kind of awkward. But that's what I expected. Because we are never truly vulnerable with each other. We say yes when we mean no, laugh when we want to cry. I mean, if you really knew me, you would know that I have a secret miraculous ladybug addiction because she's a superhero who saves Paris countless times from evil Hawkmoth with her partner Cat Noir. Or how about my fear that you will think that this speech is really lousy? Because I didn't tell you the truth, and that is, I worry about my imperfections. We're all hiding beneath our secret identities, pretending everything's okay. When the truth is, we're all hoping and praying that people would see and accept us beneath the costume, imperfections, and all. Which leads to the topic of discussion. Why don't we just give people a chance to be themselves? I'll explain this miraculous chance through the following areas of discussion. Spots on and the need to belong, the mask and how that need affects us, and finally, taking off the spots and becoming your very own superhero. Moving on to my first point. Spots on. This is what Marinette, the main character, says to transform from an ordinary girl with secrets into Ladybug. Just as she covers herself to remain hidden, we have the same tendencies in our everyday lives. According to an article written by Lahaina Raxon, our society is filled with to-dos and to-bes. And these commands are passed on generations and generations until it becomes a fact. We're destined to become robots. Don't meet new people. Don't raise your hand. Don't be weird. System overload. We do all this because we want to belong. So we just put on our spots and pretend, expecting others to do the same. But all this pretending has left us forgetting what makes us human. We leave important parts of who we are and how we feel buried so deep that no one knows us. We don't even know who we are. And it's all to not be called the W word. Weirdo. Hey, no one wants to be called a weirdo. Interestingly, according to Oxford, the root of weird actually means a person's destiny. It's your destiny to be weird. Isn't that great? But we suppress it. And that's sad, because Winston Churchill once said, a lie gets halfway across the world before the truth is time to put its pants on. We are lying to ourselves because we want to belong. This leads me to my next point, the mask. We've created a society where we say, be yourself. We've all heard it. Now raise your hand if you've done that and been outed for being yourself. According to a letter written by Dan Coe, by the time we are 18, yourself is created by the environment. Through strict social conditioning, you have zero control over being yourself. But we tell ourselves sacrificing who we are is worth it. However, according to Neil Raymond, 5 harmful things that will happen when you stop being yourself. Here are some results of denying who we are. High blood pressure, stress, mood swings, depression, feeling trapped and resentful of others' success to the point where we have zero motivation. Friends, it is really not worth it. In fact, it's strange being a copycat. Get it? Cat Noir, Ladybug's partner. When we copy, do we ever stop to think that this person messes up too? The article goes on to say that the opposite of courage is not cowardice, it's conformity. We need to have the courage to be ourselves. After all, we do not need any more copycats. Now let's go back to my favorite TV show, Miraculous Ladybug. Marinette, the main character, also hides her true self, and she actually breaks down due to the pressure in Season 5. But unlike her, we don't need an alternate identity. We don't have these cities to save. We have our lives. So I think it's time to take a bold step towards taking off those spots. This leads me to my final point, spots off. Brené Brown states that true belonging means being vulnerable and being with people without sacrificing who we are. Be authentic. Understand, you don't have to be anything else besides human. I mean, I guess you could be a chicken too if that's who we really are. Peacock! Just kidding. But do you, boo? You see, belonging is the gift of knowing who you are and sitting with the weirdness. After all, we were never the problem. Society is. Plus, without weird people, everything would be boring. According to Ana Guerrero, the creative benefits of being weird, weird people create companies, start movements, and encourage people to think differently. So we shouldn't have to hide who we are to please others. That's not living. You deserve to live. So be the weirdo. There's nothing wrong with being extraordinary. And maybe one day that'll be your greatest superpower. The second step to belonging is creating a world where we give others a chance. We have 4 major needs: food, water, shelter, and belonging. And let me just say, it's so much easier to make sure someone's heard than buying them a house. Now I will take off my own spots. The genuine truth is, I hate the word weird, because I always get called weird, and it hurts. To be an outsider, to not be the it person, I'm not so many things. But I'm happy, because I have genuine relationships. Fine, 2. One with food and one with my mom. But how many normal people can say that? What I'm trying to say is that all of these weird imperfections make me human. And I just want a chance to be one, to be myself. And I think that's what all of us in this room want today. No judgment, no weird looks, just your true self. To reveal our secrets, I'll go first. I'm a sub, I'm weird, I want everyone to like me, and I try too much. Maybe you feel that way too. So let's get off our phones and talk and listen and love. That's the unweirdest thing of all. This leads me to the biggest takeaway of my speech. Why don't you just give me a chance? I mean, I already shared my secret miraculous ladybug addiction. But more importantly, why don't you just give yourself a chance to be unapologetically you? Just remember the following areas of discussion: spots on, the mask, and finally, spots off. It's time to become your very own superhero and live. There's nothing else to be. Thank you. Wow, I don't know if you can hear, but my computer fan is like working overtime. Anyway, that was the speech, and each time I give it, it's different, and it's been a week, but yeah, I love speaking, and every time I, give one of these speeches, it's that feeling you get when you, really enjoy, a hobby or something. But thank you so much for listening if you made it this far, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. Happy Sunday. Well, Saturday, I guess. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!